Welcome back to the all Zwartkops day. Unfortunately, when you've got cars and bikes together, sometimes the marshals got to do a little bit of extra work. The crowd are entertained in a big way with 60th anniversary of Mini going out just before the Bridgestone Challenge. Bridgestone motorcycle tyres on the Bridgestone Challenge riders and bikes. And these guys looking forward to a great battle. At the front end, it's good to see Lance Marais slowly but surely getting to grips with that fast bike Suzuki. But he's got his two teammates to worry about. Nassif and Zadie Williams will certainly be giving him a good run for his money. Brad Absel from the Ridgeway Race Bar team is up there as well, and he's certainly up for a challenge. But it's the 750 that gets off the line ever so slightly quicker than anybody else. Absel from the front row drops down to 5th place, just ahead of Keith Buerta, and then Landy Sinden slots in behind Buerta as they go through turn 1. The Milwaukee Yamaha certainly look up for the challenge here. Oh, Absel on the EBC and Ridgeway Race Bar bike around the outside, and Keith Buerta side by side as they come out of turn 2. And Lundy waiting there, one board here with Buerta. What is he running? Some cowboy livery there, hey? Got that scarf rocking and rolling there on the 122 as he heads into turn 4. He's tucking in there, and this is a good start from the fast bike team. The 17 bike of Nassif Wadvala. He's got his teammate Zadie Williams right on his tail. This is Landy Sinden's point of view as they head up to the top of the hill for the first time. This is Milwaukee Racing's R6 in full flight, and now on the brakes down into turn 5. Great battle here for second place. It looks like Lance Marais on the fast bike Suzuki has got away from this pack, but this pack is up for a bit of a fight. It's the other two fast bike racing bikes that are out there, the two ZX6s, taking on that very, very quick Ridgeway Race Bar bike there of Brad Absel. And Absel slowly but surely becoming as good as his two brothers, if not better. We'll wait and see how they finish up at the end of the day. Little look back there. Oh, there's a problem, I think, on Wadvala's bike. Nassif concerned as he looks back over his shoulder, straight into the clutches of his teammate, and Zadie Williams saying, well, listen, don't look over your shoulder. I'm going to have a go as you go into turn 2. Might be a bit of a problem there on the 17 bike. The 18 bike certainly flying high, and right on his tail, Brad Absel. Absel pushing as hard as he can to try and get away. Keith Buerta all on his own now. He's there in 6th place, a long way down the road on the Honda. It's actually one of the only racing Hondas in the country, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the 600cc category, that is. This is Landy Sinden's point of view. Nice 360 camera on the front end and using that ability as they get up on the braking. And it looks like Zadie Williams out of shape here. Yes, big time, losing it into turn 5. Lundy slots up and around the outside goes Absel. Wow, so we got 2 bits of action there from Landy Sinden's point of view. Good camera work there from the Milwaukee Racing Yamaha. Thanks for that one, Lundy. As they go into Mix FM corner now, massive change up in that battle for second. This time it's Absel now into 2nd place. Wadvala into 3rd. Landy Sinden is 4. Looks like, Zadie Williams managed to recover, even though he went slightly off track at turn 5. Further back, all on his own, some Wasim Wadvala just taking it really smooth and steady on the 2nd Suzuki out there. The first Suzuki is this man. He has not been bedded all day long and heads towards the checkered flag on the 750. Lance Marais has not put a wheel wrong, and this is a great bit of riding here from the youngster. Building up that confidence and slowly but surely making it to the front end of what is challenge and hopefully going to be moving in very shortly into the superbike category. He's come through and he's passed both Keith Buerta and Wasim Wadvala, but the checkered flag is out. And the first victory goes to the 750 there and Fast Bikes Racing's Lance Marais. Across the line. Oh, just across the line. Can you believe that? Wasim Wadvala just squeezing out to the tune of 2/10. Brad Absel down into 3rd place on the Ridgeway Race Bar on ECB machine. Landy Sinden gets 4th place ahead of Zadie Williams, and Keith Buerta comes through for 6th place, beating out Wasim Wadvala to the line on the Fast Bike Racing Suzuki. Let's catch up with Lance Marais after that great result.
Oh man, it was tough out there. The conditions are so crazy, man. It's hot day, but we were struggling with some setup issues, tire pressures and suspension. We had a bit of a couple of moments actually throughout the race, but we came out with a win. Really happy about it.
Moving into the Bridgestone Superbikes now, and the slightly quicker riders making their way out onto the track in a few minutes' time. But you can see Hendrik de Bruin is certainly up for the challenge and will be the man to catch with that Net CB R1 of his. Ian Thomas steps up into the Superbike category along with Nick Gertenbach on the Westside Motorcycles bike. So nice to see the stepping process working well here in the Bridgestone Challenge and Superbikes. Youngsters on the sideline looking forward to seeing moms and dads go racing here. It's all about the dads right now. Not many lady races involved in this one today, but we should have one soon if Lundy keeps up the same kind of pace. Lights go out, and who's got the drop? Sean Stoutgat from Mark starts from the 2nd row there on a borrowed ZX10 as he heads into turn 1. Looks like in 2nd place. Not a great start coming out of Harry Timmerman yet again on that HP4, battling to get that bike off the line. He gets outgunned by one of the BMWs there of Hein McMahon as they go into turn 2. Great start coming out of Strati Yannicus there on the ZX6. It's the only 600cc bike in the pack, and he's going to have to fight hard amongst the leaders here as they go through turn 3. Coming up towards turn 4, Strutty's got through. Then you've got Keith Agliotti and Jordan Agliotti right on his tail. The two brothers racing, heading up towards turn 4 and 5. Looks like a little bit of problem here with Henk Scaling holding up the BMW S1000R. Remember, Henk Scaling's been battling not only in this category but also in the ZX10s. And he's now got Hein McMahon all over the back of him. Scaling hanging on for now. How much longer can he keep out the hard charge from McMahon? He goes wide into Kenwood, looking to cut back as they come out of Mix FM. Lead bike is the Brain. In second, it is a hard maneuver, but not quite the same kind of pace that we saw from Sean Vermaak that we've seen in the previous races he's been involved in at Bridgestone Superbike level. Across the line, eventually we get McMahon ahead of Scaling. The two Agliotti boys now going at it with Strutty Yannickas in the Gapcon Kawasaki, fighting with the two Ridgeway race bar bikes. This time Jordan squeezes up the inside. The 600 will probably have the corner speed. But of course, there's some additional power available on those two ZX10s. Oh, Nicholas Gertenbach's gone down. He goes down in turn 2, throwing the Westside Motorcycles bike down the road, and that S1000RR is down and out. That's a big pity. The big man is out of it. Still a battle before cheer as Strutty goes at it with McMahon. Looks like just up the road there. Good ride here from Keith Agliotti. Hein McMahon just using the additional power. That late braking from Strutty keeps him into contention here. So the 31 bike, that's Keith Agliotti. Right on his tail is McMahon, and then Strutty Yannickas all over the back of them. No one's going to catch Hendrik de Bruin. He's disappeared to the tune of nearly 15 seconds up the road there. And Sean Vermaak, although he ran with him, had a bit of an issue and he's fallen by the wayside. So the NetCB Yamaha looks like it's plain sailing here for him as he goes into turn 2. No worries at all there for him. Second place, Jordan Agliotti's just gone through. Here comes the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. And Keith Agliotti and McMahon going at it. I wonder who's going to have the best of those two by the time the checkered flag comes out. ZX10 versus S1000RR. This is S1000RR versus HP4. And it's Byron Rothwell fighting with Harry Timmerman. Timmerman looking for a chance to take the win in the Masters category. He slots up the inside and gets through on that Mad Magic bike of Byron Rothwell. That's the stablemate, of course, to Hein McMahon, who's just up the road from them. But coming down to the line, Hendrik de Bruin has done it all right. No worries at all for him. He's going to keep it to the checkered flag and take the victory here in the Bridgestone Superbikes. Sean Vermaak is going to come through in second place, but as you can see, he's a long way back there from Hendrik de Bruin. He eventually will get a 30-second penalty for a jump start, which will give Jordan Agliotti the victory. Third place will go to McMahon and Keith Agliotti there. Celebrations for Stoti, but I don't think he realizes he's been given that 30-second penalty. Great result though for Hendrik de Bruin, beating out eventually Jordan Agliotti, McMahon and Keith Agliotti. With Strutty Yannickas coming through for 5th place against Harry Timmerman and Byron Rothwell. Henk Scaling comes through for 8th place on the Air Systems Kawasaki. Let's catch up now with race victor Hendrik de Bruin and find out what his plans were.
So the plan was to just try and stay ahead of the people because I knew passing would be difficult. So yeah, I sort of put my head down, found a decent line through the oil and managed to eke out a little bit of a gap and cross the line in 1st place, so I'm happy. Thanks to all my sponsors, Yamaha, NetCB, Mass, Leathers, and thank you. On to the next one.